In this video, we're going to explore exactly why you are a powerful creator and how to harness your own free will to manifest whatever you want, including the two first and most practical steps to get started. Hey guys, this is Tom and welcome back to my channel. I make videos that help you empower your higher self and manifest your dream life. If you'd like to win 60 minutes of one-on-one coaching with me for free, simply comment below "it is done." Winners are announced every week. So before we explore directly in theory and examples why you are a powerful creator and how you can manifest whatever you want, let's touch on a little personal story of mine. So this book right here is Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1977 biography called The Education of a Bodybuilder. Now, I don't bring this up because I'm trying to become a bodybuilder myself, surprise, surprise, but I remember a couple of years ago I picked up this book and it was an average afternoon. I was in university at the time, and I went into my room and I just read the first page. And as I read the first page, something sparked within me. And I couldn't put the book down, and it blew my mind, it blew me away, it inspired me to the core of my being to see this man's journey unfold and to see him manifest his authentic desire, his dream life, using all of the manifestation techniques that are so necessary and taught so often on YouTube these days. But back then in the 70s and 60s, it was really mind-blowing to see someone so effortlessly manifesting their desires. And I remember one point I had a tear kind of roll down my face because I was so inspired by it all. And it was only a couple of years later, thinking back to why I was so emotionally affected by this story, that I realized it's because I fundamentally was tapping into the truth that I can manifest anything, that I am the creator of my own reality, and so are you. And this is why in your own right, in your own life and experiences, you've been touched by other people and inspired by them because they show within you what you know exists within yourself and your amazing, empowered potential. So that's sort of a personal story that I think ties into this. But here's the key point. The key point is that you are a powerful creator. You have free will. That free will is unlimited and you can harness it in any way you like. And finally, you can manifest whatever you want, combining your empowered state and your free will together. So how does this work? And let's explain this a little bit further. Well, firstly, key point number one is that consciousness is the only reality. Now, what is consciousness? Well, let's explore it from the scientific point of view. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. I think he does an amazing job of explaining the source that we are, the source consciousness that we are. And so he talks about when he meditates, how he closes his eyes, he calms his mind, and he goes within, and eventually he becomes nothing or no thing. This is when he becomes no body, because he lets go of his body. No thing, he loses touch with the physical surroundings and his thoughts, and no time. All sense of linear time disappears away. And this is what happens when you meditate. You calm your mind, you get into this very coherent brainwave state when you're within, and what's left is pure awareness. And this pure awareness is part of this infinite field, aka the infinite quantum field. Now, spiritual teachers will call this God, source consciousness, infinite consciousness, infinite imagination, various other things along those lines. But the quantum field is tapping into this idea as well. They're all sort of parallel definitions of this infinite inner space that we all have access to. So let me read one definition quickly from the book Becoming Supernatural, which further explains this infinite inner field. The quantum field is an infinite field filled with frequency or energy, and all frequency carries information. So think of the quantum field as being filled with infinite amounts of energy, vibrating beyond the physical world of matter and beyond our senses. Invisible waves of energy available for us to use in creation. What exactly can we create with all this energy swimming in an infinite sea of potentials? That's up to us, because, in short, the quantum field is the state in which all possibilities exist. Now, connecting to this infinite field is really important to personally validate this, and this can be achieved through meditation. And also, it's good to know that you don't have to become an enlightened master to tap into this field. A little bit of practice can get you there, because in truth, you can connect to this field in different degrees, and you can remain aware and conscious of this infinite field in different degrees. So a spiritual enlightened master may be aware of it 99 or even 100% of the time and live from that state. Whereas in my own experience, I've been able to tap into it to a fairly significant degree, to sense it, to become it, to know it, and then return to my point of view, my limited self, my sort of ego identity, still with that knowledge of empowerment behind me as my backbone. And this is what you can do as well. Well, we'll explain more of that later. But that's the point, is that this is something that you can prove for yourself, and I highly encourage you do. But when I've connected to this state, one key thing pops up. Or a few key things. There's traits to this infinite field. You think it would be empty, dull, boring, like some kind of void, but actually there's an aliveness to it. As Dr. Joe Dispenza was talking about, it's this energy or this potential. And this potential is just free will. It's free will looking to manifest into forms. And it's filled with love and joy and empowerment and positivity. And it's kind of bursting to manifest into specific potentials. That's the overall vibe of this place. And as Dr. Joe Dispenza also says, and I totally agree with him, whenever he connects to this state, even if it takes him hours of meditation to still his mind to reach this place, he always says it is totally worth it. What's the key takeaway from this? Why am I talking about the quantum field? Well, it's because you can know that you are the creator, and you can know qualities about this infinite potential within you, and you can channel it in ways that are more specific and more relevant to this physical universe and this physical time-space reality. Whatever you want goes. And because you have a taste of who you truly are at this ultimate realm, you can know how it views life. It's like another YouTuber I read, or listened to, sorry, said it was like the universe sees life in a certain way. And you can kind of tap into how the universe or how your ultimate self sees life. And you can kind of match your personal point of view with this ultimate point of view. And what is that point of view? It's that you have free will, you are an empowered state of being, you can have whatever you want, and life is perfect, and you are perfect. And what you'll find is that the more you allow yourself to feel good by thinking thoughts, by tapping into your vision, by exploring this field and listening to other empowering bits of information, everything starts to come into your own consciousness, and it starts to bring up all the other limiting and disempowering thoughts and beliefs that you've been programmed to believe in the past. They start going away, the empowered material starts coming in, and your overall consciousness raises, your frequency raises, and you merge with the reality of what you're trying to create. You realize as it's happening around you, as you're tapping more and more into a greater potential within you, and allowing yourself to feel really good about life, the more good things start to happen to you, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy until you just know it to be true. Now, this knowing, of course, has infinite depth to it. You can know it and know it and know it and know it deeper and deeper and deeper, more powerfully, more consistently. But the point is that with these fundamental experiences, with this fundamental basis of knowledge that I'm sharing with you right now, that's enough to get the ball rolling, to accept that free will is true, to accept that you are a creator, and to feel how good that feels and know that that is true. Okay, so now the practical steps on how you can prove this in your own life, on top of what I've just said. Well, 2 keys is 1, take control of your thoughts. Start meditating or start a yoga practice of some kind for 5 to 15 minutes every day. Think about your mind and your thoughts as programs that are just playing up and bubbling up and bubbling up again and again and again. And it's an automatic program that just keeps running in patterns. So it's almost like you're walking a series of dogs at a park, and they're all on a leash, and you've got a blindfold on, and they're pulling you in all kinds of directions. You don't know where you're going, it's chaotic. All you know is that you have to follow these dogs wherever they go. But when you meditate, you take off the blindfolds, and you get a better view about which dogs are pulling in what direction, and how to harmonize together, and which ones you shouldn't even be walking at all because you accidentally picked up, I don't know, the leash of some other person's dog at the park by accident with your blindfold on. So you can let some of these dogs go away and they can return to their owner. Then you can keep other dogs and then train them. And that's what's happening. And what does that mean? That means you can become more aware of those thoughts that bubble up, that are disempowering, that are from the lack-based programming that we all pick up. It's not even your fault that you think this way. But nonetheless, you can see it more clearly and let it go because you have this capacity of control. Then you empower new thoughts. And what does that do? That empowers new actions, new emotions. Your imagination sessions become better, become more in a flow state, and you start to create your own reality more effortlessly and powerfully over time. And the second tip is every day imagine. Center yourself for 5 to 15 minutes again. You can do this right after your meditation, really. Center yourself between what's happening in your mind and what's happening outside of you, and try and become aware that there's an external world and there's an internal landscape within you. And when you become aware of it, you can kind of just become the awareness directly. And when you're in this kind of free and open state, to whatever degree you can manage it, you can then picture your desire and bring it to life in your mind from first person point of view and act it out. And in doing so, you're tapping into this quantum field, and you're getting this frequency of energy, and you're kind of putting it together in a specific form and sort of placing an order within this quantum field to then manifest in a present moment in the future in this linear space-time reality. So it's kind of placed in front of you, in front of your life, and you're going to kind of expand and walk towards it over time. So those are the 2 key steps. Alrighty guys, I hope this empowered you. I hope this left you feeling really good about the fact that you have free will, that you can feel good, that life is good, and you are worthy of tapping into this and experiencing whatever you want. Of course it's a process, but that is the key. Those are the key tenets of manifestation and self-empowerment. So please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, comment below it is done, and check out my website if you'd like to work with me one-on-one. I'd love to have you for a coaching session so we can really empower you with the exact mindset and tools you need to manifest whatever you want.